Welcome to Mary Mother Church. I'm standing in the train parking lot, and you can see that the church doors are open. We're opening for Mass this Pentecost weekend, May 30th, 31st, and want to just show you how it's going to look, because it will be a little bit different. Why don't you follow me? And you can see already that we're going to be using, we have three main doors. We will not use the center door because we're working on social distancing. So even as you're coming in from the parking lot, try to maintain that 6-foot distance. Also, we encourage people to bring masks from home. If somebody forgets, we hope to have extra masks here for you as well. We have a new ministry that's begun, the Ministry of Greeters, and you will see them at all the doors. And there are only going to be 2 doors that are going to be entrances for everyone that we're asking that you use. Again, social distancing. So please don't feel badly if you're parking anywhere else and you're trying to use your favorite side door and someone is there encouraging you to please walk around to come through these main doors. We're going to meet our first greeter, a welcome greeter. Let's see how this goes.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you.
Please come in.
Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you.
Really excited. Now, one thing to note is that the church doors are going to be unlocked until 30 minutes before Mass. So if you happen to be here because you want to make sure you're seated in front or whatever the case may be, you will have to wait outside. Because in between Masses, we also have to sanitize all the pews. So please be patient with us because we want to make sure we have greeters at the doors and inside, and we're asking them to come at least 30 minutes early so that we can open all the doors at once and use these 2 lines.
Welcome. I'm glad you could come today.
So that's our sister Kathy here. She was really nice to me. That's a positive.
This is not only your music but worship aid, but it also helps us to count how many people we're having here today.
So there are no hymnals in church because we can't sanitize those. So we're going to be giving everyone a worship aid. And we also have a limited number because we have limited capacity. You probably have heard we can only have 25% capacity, but because of social distancing in the pews, we might not even reach that. Okay? So if you come through these main doors and you get a worship aid, that bodes really well. Maybe not to be in the main floor of the church, it may mean in the parish hall, but if you get a worship aid here, it's almost positive that you're going to get a seat. If you get here and they just ran out, we do have overflow, and there might be an extra worship aid or 2 over in the parish hall, so don't lose hope. But please also don't lose your patience. This is going to require a lot of patience for all of us. Okay. If you happen to have food to donate, we're going to have our food baskets here. Because at offertory time, we're not going to be having kids and others running up the aisles and that social distancing issue.
Good morning. How nice to see you again.
Look at that, there's our deacon. Of course, he's going to be vested, but he's serving as one of our greeters for seating purposes.
So I see you did receive a participation aid, and if you go right up the side aisle here, Lisa will help you to your seat.
Thank you very much. So you can see that those who are entering church from the left-hand side will come in, get their worship aid, and be escorted to the left. Those on the right-hand side coming into church will go to the right. And regardless of whether you're on the left half or the right half, all are going to come down the side aisle for the left. All will go down the side aisle for both sections on the right.
Good morning. We're so happy you're here. I see you have a worship aid. So we're going to seat you in the pew here, and we're going to ask you to go all the way to the end of the pew.
Thank you.
make sure you're comfortable. And as the next people come, we seat them based on whether or not they can touch, reaching out their arm, and we'll stagger the seating back and forth.
Now, for communion time, I would just like to say that as we fill in the seating from front to back, and then when this is full, everyone is going to be asked to use the main aisle to go into the parish hall instead. And we'll be giving directions in church, but just want you to know also that communion is going to be in this aisle that you came in, or the other aisle. Thank you for being part of the virtual tour. We're going to just show you what's going to happen from the other parking lot now. Okay, now we're in our brand new parking lot, and we're going to try this one more time. Again, just to get the idea, I said that only 2 ways to get into church, the main entryway. But what if we use the new parking lot and we go in the parish hall? It's going to be a new experience, and it's going to be more of a journey for sure.
Good morning and welcome.
Thank you.
We're so glad you're here.
Thank you. You can see that all our greeters are going to be wearing gloves and masks, because when we walk past each other, we're going to be less than 6 feet apart. And again, you're encouraged to bring your mask. You don't need to, but our greeters will be wearing masks and gloves.
And then I'm going to ask you to make your way to the other end of the hall to our next reader.
Thank you. So I'm encouraged to go down the hallway. Again, we have that beautiful Marian window to look at. And also, overflow is going to be in the parish hall, but the bishop really wants all of us to be in church, worshiping together. So this is only for overflow. It isn't a matter of saying, I want to use this almost like as a mother's room, cry room all by myself. So that means keep on walking. Remember also that you're going to need a worship aid, because we're keeping track of capacity to keep it to 25%. The parish hall has a capacity of 280, which means we can only fit 70 in there. And we found a very safe way to maintain social distancing and do all of that. This is such a long walk, I'm going to run out of words. Might have to start my homily for the weekend right now. So normally if you walk in this way, you'd expect that you're going to go into church, right? Over by the piano. Watch what happens.
Good morning, Father. Glad to see you today.
Good.
You're here for Mass, and we're asking everybody if they would come through the main entrance out on 21st Street. I know you've just walked a long way, but if you could just bear with us for that. That's where we're counting people so that we know that we are in the correct social distancing and capacity.
All right, so we're doing a lot more walking, aren't we? Because we want to make sure that everybody's safely, securely, social distancing, including when we're outside. Now, I know some people who use this parking lot because they do have some type of mobility issues, whether it's issues with knees or whatever it might be. So let's just say this is my walker, okay? What's going to happen when this person sees me coming up? I sure hope they don't say the same thing they did the first time I came.
Good morning. It's so nice to see you today.
Oh, I've been waiting to see you, Deacon.
So, would you like to just come right in here into church?
Oh, I would love
Instead of
to.
walk around to the back, it looks like you're having a bit of a problem.
You mean I was
Typically-
supposed to go all the way out?
Yeah, typically if people are able to, we ask them to go around to the back so we can count them better. But come on in
I'm almost
here.
grateful for the walker.
We'll get you a place right here in the front, so it's not hard for you to get in. We have a
Okay.
pew right there in the front row.
So I get
ready
my
for
favorite
you.
pew?
Yep.
Okay. Can I just go right over here?
Yes, you can go right
Okay.
there in that second pew.
Wonderful. The second one?
Yes, the second one would be great. Do you need any help sitting down?
I think I'm going to be okay.
All right.
I'm
very
just so
good.
glad I don't have to walk all the way to the back of church.
You need your walker.
Ugh.
Just set it right
That would be
there.
fine if you put it over
right, I'll do that. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll go back and get you a participation aid so that you will be able
Would you,
to,
oh, thank you.
sing along with the hymn.
Thank you. So you can see that we're actually, Deacon's going back to get a worship aid because we need to make sure we're accounting for everyone, that we don't maximize the 25% seating capacity. And somebody is who in here in the front row, communion will be brought to you as well, as you're probably accustomed to. So there's much more to all of this story, including dismissal, and it's going to work just like weddings and funerals where we go row by row. But when we go row by row, you don't necessarily have to go out the way you came in, but we are just going to ask over and over, patience please, patience. It's just wonderful that we can start getting together to be patient with one another form of loving one another. Thank you for joining me on this virtual tour.